A handful of nameplates that went quiet are about to get loud again, and 2027 is shaping up to be the year the automotive world gets a serious dose of nostalgia. Most of the industry chatter right now is about SUVs and trucks. That's where the money is. But buried in the lineup announcements and leaked patents are a few surprises that go well beyond the expected. Some legendary cars are apparently getting another shot at life too, and those are the ones that have enthusiasts paying close attention. Some of these comebacks are already confirmed. Others are sitting at the strong indication stage. Either way, the picture is becoming clearer. So here are 10 discontinued vehicles that could be back on the road sooner than you think. Join us as we explore the world of wheels. Subscribe now and buckle up for the adventure. Number 10. Honda Element. Few vehicles built a cult following quite like the Honda Element did. Dog owners, surfers, campers. It had this incredibly specific audience that absolutely swore by it, and when the company discontinued it after 2011, that crowd never really found a proper replacement. Now, 15 years later, industry insiders have been pointing to a revival that would keep the soul of the original intact, that boxy, no-nonsense silhouette, while pairing it with modern underpinnings borrowed from the CR-V platform. Updated infotainment and better materials inside are mandatory upgrades. Powertrain lineup must include a hybrid option. And this isn't just speculation or wishful thinking anymore. Honda filed a patent for a camper unit mounted on what looks very much like an Element-shaped vehicle. That's not nothing. Companies don't file patents for fun. When will it return? Not a clue yet. But whenever Honda brings it back, it's bound to be one of the headliners. Number 9. Nissan Xterra. This one is probably the hottest story on the headlines right now. Nissan's recent Vision event sent the internet into overdrive. The company came out swinging with plans to reclaim ground in segments it had quietly retreated from. No more rumor mills. No more maybe someday. The 2027 Nissan Xterra is officially coming back. And before anyone asks, no, this is not the Terra that the Japanese company sells in China. This is the real thing, built for North America, built on a ladder frame. That detail alone tells you exactly where Nissan is positioning it, right in the ring with the Ford Bronco and the Toyota 4Runner. Under the hood, buyers will get a gas-only V6 as the entry option, with a V6-based hybrid available for those who want better efficiency. The price is a shocker as well, but with a tag under $40,000 in a positive way. Number 8. Toyota FJ Cruiser. When the FJ Cruiser showed up in 2006, it stopped traffic. Boxy body, round headlights, the two-tone paint, rear suicide doors. It was eccentric in the best possible way. The FJ wasn't just a pretty face with a lift kit. It was a legitimate trail machine that regularly surprised people who underestimated it. But sales softened, taste shifted, and by 2014, Toyota quietly pulled it from the American market, with production eventually winding down everywhere else too. The company did dangle something in front of us with the urban cruiser concept, but that went full electric and leaned more urban commuter than trail crusher. But we like signals coming out of Toyota that suggest there's more to the story. Nothing locked in, nothing confirmed, but enough chatter and enough market pressure from the Bronco and the returning Xterra that Toyota would be leaving real money on the table by staying quiet much longer. Wishful thinking? Maybe, but probably not entirely. Number 7. Ford Excursion. It was enormous, and when the Excursion was discontinued, it left a gap that nothing else has quite managed to fill. Ford was the only automaker ever bold enough to build an SUV on a heavy-duty truck chassis. Now it looks like the blue oval might be going back to that formula. The returning Excursion is reportedly going to be built on the F-250 platform. Engine choices are where the conversation gets really good. Ford is looking at the Godzilla V8 and its smaller sibling, the Mini Zilla. Both are serious gas-powered power plants, and unlike the F-250, the new Excursion is not expected to use oil burners. If you haven't heard, it looks like Ford is about to launch the all-new 8-liter Power Stroke. But let's get back to Excursion. For a certain type of buyer, such as large families, ranch owners, and anyone who needs to move a lot of people and a lot of stuff without compromise. Nothing else on the market comes close to what this could be. Number 6. Subaru Baja. Back in the days, the Baja was weird, and the market punished it for that. A car-based compact pickup with all-wheel drive and a turbocharged flat 4. In 2003, that confused a lot of people, sold modestly, and was gone by 2006. But the Baja wasn't wrong. It was just early. Look at what's happening in the compact truck market. The Ford Maverick has a wait list. The Hyundai Santa Cruz can't stay on lots. Buyers who don't need a full-size hauler are absolutely hungry for something smaller, smarter, and more practical than a traditional pickup. The Baja was describing that exact customer 20 years before the market caught up. So a comeback makes a lot of sense, and Subaru's ongoing partnership with Toyota could make it especially compelling. The expectation is a hybrid powertrain option that draws from that collaboration, and the target is aggressive, matching or beating the Maverick's segment-leading 40 mpg figure. If Subaru can hit that number while keeping the all-wheel drive capability and the distinctive Baja personality intact, it enters the conversation as a serious contender rather than a novelty act. Number 5. Chevy El Camino. Chevy's legendary car-truck hybrid ran from the late 50s all the way through 1987, part muscle car, part utility hauler. And now the stars might finally be aligning for the El Camino's comeback. Here's the business case, because there is a very real one. Chevy Montana, a compact pickup sold in South American markets, was floated as a potential import to fill the gap in the small U.S. truck lineup. That plan appears to be off the table, and General Motors needs something. So what's the most American answer to that problem? Revive El Camino, build it domestically, lean into the heritage. It almost writes itself. Whether it rides on a car-based platform or something with a bit more truck in its bloodline is still unclear, but the appetite is there, from the market and apparently from inside GM. Number 4. Dodge Barracuda. Even just saying the name carries weight. The Barracuda was one of the original pony cars, a legitimate piece of American automotive history, and the idea of it coming back has gone from distant fantasy to something that actually feels possible. Here's the context. The recent rollback of federal emissions regulations has quietly changed the math on V8-powered vehicles. Without getting into the politics of it, the practical effect is straightforward. The door is open again for internal combustion engines in a way it wasn't a couple of years ago. And that matters enormously for a car like this. Dodge has already moved the Charger and Challenger into electrification. Those nameplates are going a different direction now, which left a conspicuous void in the lineup. No true ICE muscle, no pony car with a rumbling engine and rear-wheel drive. For the company that built its entire identity around that formula, that's a strange place to be. The Barracuda fills that void perfectly. The name alone is worth something significant in marketing terms: instant recognition and instant credibility. Pair that with a modern V8, updated chassis dynamics, and the right styling nod to the original, and Dodge has a genuine statement car on its hands. Nothing is confirmed yet, but the conditions haven't lined up this well for the Cuda's return in a very long time. Number 3. Chevy Camaro. Muscle cars aren't dead, and if you wrote the Camaro off as another casualty of the EV transition, General Motors just proved you wrong, officially. The Camaro is coming back, confirmed for 2028, and that announcement alone was enough to get enthusiasts out of their seats. The problem is, that's roughly where the official information stops. Beyond the confirmation, GM has been remarkably quiet about what exactly this car is going to be, and what's been leaking through the rumor mill is somehow concerning. The whispers suggest the Camaro might come back as a 4-door sedan. That's not a Camaro. That's a rebadged disappointment wearing a famous name. And a version of the story that actually works. The 4-door exists as an additional body style. If GM brings back a proper V8-powered coupe, then this becomes one of the most exciting comebacks on this entire list. If the coupe is gone and the sedan is all we get, then honestly, maybe let it rest. The confirmation is real. The details will make or break it. Number 2. Pontiac Firebird. Sometimes it takes a single spark. Not too long ago, Car and Driver lit one, a full-page ad hinting at Pontiac's return. It drew a lot of attention. Now, think about that for a second. Full-page ads in major automotive publications are not cheap. Nobody burns that kind of money on a joke, and Car and Driver isn't exactly in the business of running wild speculation dressed up as editorial content. So the natural question is the one fans immediately started asking, what do they know that we don't? The timing made it even more loaded. That ad surfaced right around the moment GM was announcing the Camaro's discontinuation. Read that together and a narrative starts forming. Maybe General Motors was floating a trial balloon. Maybe Pontiac, or at least the Firebird name, was being positioned as a replacement, a way to kill one legacy nameplate and resurrect another, gauge the reaction, see how the market responds. The reaction was loud, but then the noise faded. Pontiac rumors went quiet, and now, with the Camaro officially confirmed to return, the whole theory looks shakier than it did at its peak. Far-fetched? Probably, at this point. Completely dead? That's harder to say. Number 1. Toyota Stout. The Ford Maverick proved something the industry had been slow to accept. There's an appetite for a compact truck that doesn't cost $50,000 and doesn't guzzle fuel. Hybrid engine, reasonable price, actual bed. And rivals are no longer sitting on the fence, especially not Toyota. The Stout name goes back decades. It was a compact workhorse that the Japanese company sold for over 40 years before retiring it. Bringing that name back for a modern compact truck is the kind of move that feels both calculated and earned. But the name is almost secondary to what Toyota could actually put underneath it. Their hybrid technology is the best argument against the Maverick in this segment, not equal to it, potentially better. Toyota has been refining hybrid powertrains since before most of the competition took them seriously. If they show up with a compact truck that undercuts the Maverick on fuel economy while bringing Toyota's reliability and resale value to the table, the conversation shifts fast. The Maverick has had this lane mostly to itself. That window is closing. Toyota Stout at number 1 isn't hype. It's just the math. Thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing you next time.